early season race that goes on here at Mount Bachelor. It's been going on for a while. This was actually the 14th running of the Dirksen Derby, and bank slaloms and derbies like that have become very popular over the years, and they're starting to pop up everywhere. We have probably the biggest early season derby. Like, we get people that come to Bachelor from all over the place that look forward to this, and it's kind of amazing. They actually the years that I've been here, it's kind of impressed me and amazed me. Like, are they going to be able to build a course? How are they going to do this so early? And then snap of the finger, all of a sudden, a few dudes come from out of state, a few of the locals and the boys, and they get together, and then up pops this miraculous course. This year was no exception. So here at the table, we have a few people that actually participated in the Derby, and one in particular that helped get the Derby ready to race and help build the course and spread his positive vibes to the course building experience. And that is Raimundo, also Gabe, Triplette, and myself, Andy. I did the Derby as well, not very well, but I did it. Whatever.
Still counts.
It does count.
Yeah,
We all had fun. We all had a good time. I was super stoked. It's not easy to get into, and I finally got into it, so I was stoked just to be there. Like I said, though, Raimundo put in a lot of work, so I'm going to let him spearhead this convo. You put in work. You put in work.
It was a good season for it, too, because we ended up with a lot of snow. Like, it dumped probably 2 feet before, and so it was good snow to, like, actually start putting in work. Usually the Derby starts the week before, so we're Sunday before the first run on Saturday.
So that's when you started building this year as well, Sunday?
So the cats from Bogus Basin come down, 2 dudes and 2 chicks. They were amazing humans. I can't remember their names. But they were incredible people. They put in so much work. They would come up at 8 o'clock in the morning and start and keep digging until 4. Josh would come out and lay out track.
That's
put out
Josh Dirksen.
Josh Dirksen,
Yep.
the sponsor and the original OG.
And
Yeah.
he
The namesake
started
of the Derby.
he started the Derby to honor and raise money for Tyler Eklund, who,
Right.
from what I understand, was a local ripper who had some sort of traumatic injury.
Right,
and neck injury, man.
Yeah, and so it helps out with like medical uses and trying to help him with life in general.
And 14 editions or renditions of the race, and it's still benefiting Tyler.
Still benefiting. So it's awesome. And then we get a plethora of people that come out throughout the week. There's at one point we probably had 12 people digging, and it's an incredible event. Like incredible, just. To
And
put
that's
together.
just volunteer.
Volunteer. It's all volunteer. Most, I think. Yeah, nobody.
You
gets
didn't get
paid.
like a free bowl of chili or something? I mean,
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I bought breakfast for everybody.
well, there, yeah. So you paid for the honor
Paid
of
for the
helping
honor
to
to hang
dig.
out.
All right.
So
Sick.
feeding all those cats every day was amazing.
Had you done the Derby before?
Yeah, the year before. The 2021 wasn't because of COVID. And then the 2020 season we had one.
Yep.
And that was a low season for snow and trying to get it going. So yeah, that was probably the second or third year that I was helping digging for the Derby.
Sick.
Yeah,
Sick.
it's so rad.
For those that don't know, it's a wiggle line, right? And you gotta go through this wiggle line, right? And usually it's typically snowboarders, but there's a few skiers that you got to be able to ride through this line, and you're being scored. You get 2 runs, right?
Yep. It's a
And it's
race
the
event.
first opening event of the season. So when the Dirksen Derby is happening, you're like, sweet, the season is starting.
Winners here, you're so stoked
And
on the ski movies.
besides the Derby itself, the actual event where you're on the snow for a couple of days and you're putting it together, there's also community events where there's like fundraisers and parties. And so it's really nice because one of the things about skiers is we riders, we like to unite. We like to get together.
For sure.
Gabe, so Ray, you've done it a few times. You volunteered. You had a smile on your face the whole time. Like you're there for the fun. Gabe, your take on the Derby is a little bit different, isn't it? You take it a little bit more serious. I know that you do some training.
I watched him in the woods the whole time. I know what he was doing.
And
chili?
what were you doing in the woods?
Racing secrets.
All right.
Knowledge is strong.
So I'll just call you out. Like, so you hiked up before everybody else to try to get a view of the course before everybody else. Maybe get some practice.
That's a trick I learned from
runs.
Newcomb back in the day.
Mike Newcomb.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So I definitely saw you guys trying to get a few extra looks, if not
Yeah,
runs.
I've already got a lot of questions for him. Like, you saw him do what?
It's an interesting aspect of life.
Yeah.
Because the winner ends up going to the bank slalom in Baker.
Yep.
And so it's really a hard course. It's hard to
year
be
was good.
fast.
It might be the
know.
second most prestigious bank slalom in the country.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's the LBS, the legendary bank slalom in
It's true
Baker.
competitors. I mean, the guys that are coming into this are like the top-notch competitors in this event. And you can't just walk in and be like, yeah, I'm going to do the Derby. Like, it's hard to get in.
Yeah.
And even if you're not, I mean, not even talking just the pro divisions, the age divisions. I mean, you go, the 40 and over is stacked.
Oh,
The
it's
50
stacked.
and over
Every
is
division.
stacked.
I think we had 500 people.
Yeah,
is
no,
what it ends
yeah.
up being. Like we put 500 people through that course in 2 days.
Just
Super
that
fast.
in it of itself is a feat
Yeah.
to run an event like
It's
that.
amazing. And the Groms that race at the beginning are literally the funnest people to watch.
Yeah.
Because they just have these big smiles and they're ready to ride. And
Yeah.
they don't really care about winning. They just want to be there.
And they're not slow either.
No.
And that 500 is also a time consideration because you can only run the course so many times in a day. I'm sure Josh would want everybody to come in and do it if they could, but you can't do that.
Well, okay. How many? I got literally one practice run on one run of the courses and no practice runs in the other. Gabe, I know, got a handful.
Yeah.
Ray probably got his fair share.
No, and I ended up helping way more than riding this year. I came up on a Saturday when we were starting to run the Derby with all the kids and all the people, and Josh was standing there at the top, and I was like, "What are you doing here? You got way more stuff to do than like start at the line and push people down." And so, moving him aside and just sitting there watching everybody go, and just kind of funneling people through as fast as we could. And then just trying to like eyeball everybody, like Triplette over here, sneaking into line and being like, "You can't see me. I took my coat off. I'm a different person."
Oh, he thought he was
Changed my hat.
He thought he was so
Is that how that trick
slick.
works?
He's so
Slick
smooth.
that day.
All right. Well, we're snowboarders and snowboard events kind of monopolizing this conversation. There's other
Yep.
people here besides snowboarders. We all love the Derby. We're looking forward to doing it again. I didn't requalify. I'm gonna have to wait and like try to get in bright and early when the registration starts. Gabe, I know is requalified. Ray, they should just let you in for your just being awesome.
I guess
Yeah,
it's
Ray,
for
you
the
should just be a
smile,
part
I
of it,
believe.
dog.
Yeah,
So, Gabe,
totally.
did you go on and do the next race then?
Wait, what?
Did you go
Not-
on and do the next race?
Not this year,
Okay.
but he has done. Gabe has done the LBS before.
Oh, yeah, I quit doing that a long time. I got in somehow 4 years in a row.
Damn.
It was crazy. I was like, it was in 2001, 2, 3, and then
That's
4.
impressive.
Yeah, dude.
Gabe,
all in a row.
so I can brag for Gabe. Gabe used to be a professional border cross racer.
Oh yeah.
So he's definitely got the race skills going on
Yeah.
for sure.
So glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Really?
Yeah, it was so.
I feel like that's a lot of work and a lot of pressure.
It was.
all season. Yeah.
And it was just hitting jumps and ice. When you
It's not like soft
when you got a
landings.
50 footer into a 60 footer and they're all like,
Yeah.
there's a point where you're like, ugh.
There's no
kinda
choice.
over
Like
it.
you show
Yeah.
up and it's time to race. You're a professional
Yeah, you
racer.
have to
you
race.
race.
Right.
You kind
Yeah.
of just want to
You're
flow a bowl
shoulder to shoulder,
sometimes.
right? You're
Yeah.
shoulder to shoulder with 4 other people. Is it 4 of you at the
Yeah,
same time?
four people at once. You got to make time trials first in the pros. That you can't just, they make you get down to 36.
I think just standing there when
Usually
the
there's
thing's
200
going to
people
drop.
at those things too.
Oh.
So, and everybody's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna pause for a sec here.